Hey there, hey, hey, hey. Hey there, can you feel it? The room is alive.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Monday and another episode of Life Be Lifin', but I'm still standing. And today's episode is pain. The pain of rearranging, okay? The pain of rearranging, okay? Who's ready? Let's get into it. Hey, y'all ready to get into this? Y'all ready to get into this because y'all already know that life be lifing. But you know what? We still have to stand. We still have to keep going. And remember, for this first quarter, that is going to be what we are talking about on Mondays, that life be lifing, okay? But we are still standing. And today we're just going to talk about the pain of rearranging, because how many of you know that when you go through some things in life, that there are some times that you're going to have to rearrange some things. And also, pain can cause things to shift and the way that we handle certain things, right? So, because you know what? Life don't just go. It don't just knock on your door. Sometimes it kicks the door in, right? It come in and start flipping tables. It start confronting everything that you was afraid of, right? It will expose your wounds. It will break your heart. And then it will walk out the door like it didn't do you nothing. Okay? And then we'll talk about how people will see you in your new season and they'll clap for you and they'll cheer for you in your new season, saying, girl, you got it going on. Oh my God, you doing that thing. But they never saw you when you were in your pain, right? Because sometimes people, they don't feel comfortable sitting with you in the crying season, in the crying times, right? But how many of you know that sometimes you have to sit in that pain alone, because healing takes place I love butterflies. Healing takes place in the cocoon, in the dark places. That's where you're recalibrating. That's where you're resetting. That's where you're doing all the work that you know to do so that you can keep going, right? So it is good that a lot of times that people don't come alongside you in your healing journey. But it is good if you have a tribe that can be there for you. But life will come for you at the most inopportune times, but we have to know that we are able to withstand what it will do. And you know, and people, they'll clap when you're smiling, but a lot of times because of the way that they have been brought up, or the way that they always see you as the strong one, they don't know how to handle you in your vulnerability. Right. And it's okay, because it's not their fault, because a lot of times where everybody can't go. And that's another one of our signature topics that we'll get into lately. And not only when pain comes for you, pain has a way of rearranging some things in your life, right? For instance, pain will rearrange the way that you love. It will rearrange how you show up. And it'll rearrange how you start handling people and handling yourself, right? Because now, because you've been through all of the things that you've gone through, you no longer love from a place of desperation. Like, oh my God, I'll take whatever I can take. They give me a little smidgen of who they are. I'm going to take that because I need that. No, now you know your worth, because you've had to sit in pain and you have to sit alone for a while, so you know your worth. And you're not just going to take anything. So it had to rearrange some things for you. No longer will you be pouring into an empty vessel who is only there to consume what you have to pour out. Now you're looking for someone who can also pour back into you. And this is not just in a man-woman relationship. This is also in friendships. This is also in business deals. I mean, you're going to look for someone that can add to what you're trying to produce, not someone who is on the take, right? Your discernment is going to be a lot more keen because of your know what flags to look for, right? And then it rearranges how you trust people. Because I know for me, I was walking in my marriage blind. Like my ex-husband couldn't do any wrong. If I would have bet your bottom dollar to, well, my bottom dollar or your bottom dollar, however you say it, to $1,000,000 to 1, that he was going to be 10 toes down for me because I trusted him that much. But how many of you know that if was a fifth, right? But it does. It trusts when you have gone through life and life comes for you during certain times and because of certain situations, it rearranges how you trust people, right? And no longer will you blindly trust people, but you'll start to trust the discerning factor in yourself that's telling you that something just ain't right, that something feels kind of off, right? So when life comes for you, you'll start having more trust and confidence in the discernment of yourself instead of blindly trusting those who are walking beside you and supposedly doing all things right, right? Pain and life has a way of, when it shows up and you become healed, that you no longer shrink back into the background. You start to live out loud and you start to show up as your authentic self, and you start to show up not apologizing for who you are and who you are becoming, because you're showing up now, you're healed and you're whole. And if you're not completely whole, you're becoming whole. But either way, you're showing up honest, no longer wearing masks, because you've been doing that so long. And that could be part of why you had to endure the pain that you did, because you allowed people to mistreat you and take you for less than what you were. So yes, life be lifing. And yes, it hurts when it does, and especially when it catches us off guard. But life also, it can rearrange some things, and it can make you a better person than the person you were before, right? So just think about this. When life be lifing, maybe life is not falling apart. Maybe life is just falling into alignment. And on that note, Gigi gone.